Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube page. Um, Please, if you like this content, and if you like it, you can share it, and you can also subscribe for future videos that are coming out. Okay, in this video today, we're gonna tackle a problem that may seem mundane to some people, or or more advanced to others, but let's say your boss comes to you and gives you like a list like this, and he says to you, "Well, I want a sheet for each one, and I want each one has to be named like this, but also I want you to hyperlink each one to the page." If it's only two or three or whatever, it's not a big deal. You can do it manually, and that's not a big deal. But let's say he gave you a list of like 100 things. That would take a long time. So is there a way to do this with some programming? And there is, and I'm going to show you today how to do it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do this for just as a starters, but keep in mind that this list can be hundreds long, and hundreds of rows long. So, you do this once, and then you can save it in a place that you can always come back to it and use it. Okay, so we're gonna go to Visual Basic. All right, and so I'm gonna give you the subroutines. There are three subroutines involved in this project, and they all work together as one. So I'm gonna give them to you, and explain them to you. I already wrote them out, and I'm gonna put them up there, and I'm gonna explain each one what they do. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is the first subroutine, and then you can name these. Remember, you can name these anything you want. I chose my sheets. Okay, here you're declaring a variable I as an integer because we're gonna use a loop. When you see this in apostrophe and the font changes to green, that's just a description. That has no bearing on the working of the program. Application screen updating false. All this does is prevents your screen from flickering when it's running in the background, so it won't be jumpy. It means it's starting at line 1. LR stands for the last row because we want to be able to get as many rows as in there. If it's 5, if it's 10, if it's 100, it's going to pick it up. And this is the beginning of a for loop from I1 all the way to the last row. On ER error, this is to error handling. When something goes wrong, we want it to keep working, not to just break. This is activating the sheet. That way it knows where it's going to be working. The sheet name, this is adding the sheet name and the values with the error. This is the most common error that's going to pop up. So we want to prevent that. So in this case, if this error comes up, active sheet delete. That means it's like if it's adding more sheets, like empty sheets or whatever, it's gonna delete it. It's not gonna work. Or if that error comes up again, and then it's gonna exit the sub. So it's gonna delete the sheet, and then it's gonna exit the sub. It's gonna stop working, and then it's gonna go on to the next one. And then this is application. So this is turning on the screen again. The sheet's index is referring to this one. We have to name it index here in a minute. And this is A1 because it's starting here, and then it's going to insert rows, and then it's going to select. This right here, it's because this is going to come up in a minute. This is a call, and this call is calling another subroutine. But first, let's go ahead and write the name here. Index. That way the program knows what you're talking about. So we're gonna go ahead and insert another routine. Okay, and this one is called this one I called my name because I'm referring to the names of that declaring another variable, a description of what it's doing, prevent from flickering. This is a for loop, and it's as many sheets as this. It's going to count the sheets that it needs to do whatever it's doing. It's activating the sheets as it goes, and it's placing the names at the bottom. And this is returning that, and this is call link because there's another routine that's involved here, and we're gonna put that in right now. This here is calling this subroutine. And what this one does, it creates a hyperlink to all the sheets from the index. They were declaring worksheet as a worksheet, another variable X as an integer, and it creates a hyperlink to all sheets. We're starting at sheet at 1, and this is the name that we're starting from index, range A11. That's this, it's talking about that. And then for each worksheet and worksheet sheets index, it's selecting it. And here is the active sheet, is netting active sheet, and it's adding hyperlinks into there. And this is the whole there, and it's using the name, and it's putting the name at the top in A1 on each one, and then display name on the hyperlink is going to be its own name. And then next worksheet, because this is a for loop, so it has to go continuously going back and forth. Okay, so these are the 3 routines that are working together. So all that's left now to do is to insert a tag, a button, sorry. And yes, okay, we're gonna assign it. We're gonna assign the name of the first routine, and we're gonna change the name of this button. Say insert sheets. Okay, so now when I press this button, sheets should be created with the name and hyperlinked. Okay, there it is. May, October, October, November, sorry, November, July. As you see, each hyperlink is hyperlinked to its own worksheet, and the name is placed at the top of there. So from there, you can start working on whatever it is that you need to be done. Think about this, that the only thing that it can't have here is the name of its own index. This is included part of the programming. So you can't have this, because if you put that in the beginning, it won't work. But the name here has to be named, whatever you put it in the programming. And this can be as long as you want, and it's going to create as many as names as are here. It's going to create sheets. So that way you can save the program in a place in your sheet. That way, whenever some job comes up that it says like from 1 to 1,000, 1 to 500, you can put it in here and it'll run it, and you can really impress your boss by showing how fast you did something and how productive you are. Okay, please remember, if you like the contents, please subscribe and share. Thank you.